What is up, everyone? It is our Week 4 college football picks and best bets. We got a lot of good ones this weekend, including one tonight. It is Illinois at Nebraska. Try to get through this quick. Here we go. All right, let's get right into the first one. It is tonight, Friday, September 20th. It is Illinois at Nebraska. This is a top 25 matchup. I don't think anyone before the year thought that this Week 4 matchup, Big Ten matchup, was going to be a top 25 matchup, but it is. And it's a Friday night marquee game in Lincoln. This is what fans in Lincoln and Husker fans have been wanting for quite some time. Freshman Dylan Raiola, the quarterback in Nebraska, he's been excellent. He has an emerging star at wide receiver. It's Isaiah Nayer. He's a transfer from Wyoming. He started at Texas, kind of got banged up at Texas, ended up at Wyoming. Big, long-bodied wide receiver. He's an absolute stud, 6'4", great catch radius. He's turned into a problem. Look, I like what Illinois is doing on offense. They have quarterback Luke Altmaier. He's been excellent. Hasn't turned the ball over. 6 touchdowns, no interceptions. He's done everything that has been asked for him or asked of him. But I just think tonight at Nebraska, prime time, I like the Huskers. And the reason why I like the Huskers is this defense. I think it's for real. We took Nebraska against Colorado a few weeks ago when everyone was down on Colorado. We took Colorado the next week against Colorado State. But I wasn't because I was super down on Colorado like everyone. I just think Nebraska is legit. Prime time, under the lights, Memorial Stadium in Lincoln, Nebraska, -8. I'm looking at this somewhere in the range of 24-13 Huskers. Give me Nebraska. All right, moving on to Saturday. A big one for the Big Ten, USC, the Big Ten opener. They go into the Big House. They are -5.5 favorites. Pretty shocking for everyone. No one thought this was going to be the case going into the season. We are on USC in their opening win over LSU. Obviously, I like Miller Moss. I like Woody Marks, the running back for USC. Excellent offense. Lincoln Riley always has that. Their biggest improvement after last year is that defense. They couldn't cover anyone. They really couldn't tackle whatsoever. They've limited the yak yards. They've been excellent. On the other side, it's just that offense. It's the reason why we faded Michigan big against Texas. That line almost kind of scared me because I thought it should have been 15-16 Texas, and when it was single digits, I thought am I that wrong on this game? Obviously, Texas goes into the Big House and blows them out. And they're making a quarterback change. Davis Warren is out. Alex Orji is in. I don't really think it matters whatsoever. They have one pass catcher, tight end Colson Loveland. He's a little banged up going into this one. Donovan Edwards, the running back from Michigan, he can't get going because there is no pass game. I think it's going to be a low-scoring affair. I think, once again, Michigan's going to struggle to move the football. Going to be on the Trojans on the road, -5.5. Give me 24-13 Trojans in this one. Next one, we have UCLA going to LSU. LSU is -24. We faded UCLA last week against Indiana, mostly because I think that Indiana defense is excellent. They proved that they were, but UCLA is not good. They don't have a passing game. They really don't have a running game. The O-line is a mess. I know Eric Bieniemy and Deshaun Foster thought they were going to go in there and get that running game going. We just haven't seen it. And I can't think of a worse place for them to have to go than to Death Valley against this LSU team in a really tough matchup. LSU comes off that come-from-behind win at South Carolina. You could say maybe it's a little bit of a sleepwalk game for LSU, but next week they have South Alabama. I think they're going to just make this an absolute travesty for UCLA. It's not a good football team. Give me the Tigers in Death Valley, prime time. Going to be all over UCLA. 44-16 Tigers. They cover that 24. Lastly, we have an ACC battle. NC State, who I loved coming into the year, even though I did fade them against Tennessee. Wildly disappointing on offense. It looks like Grayson McCall might be out, which means CJ Bailey, freshman CJ Bailey, who came in for McCall after he got hurt last week, will be making his first start. No one wants to make the first start at Clemson. Look, this Clemson team, I'm not super high on them, but they're starting to figure it out a little bit. Cade Klubnik has been excellent. Decision-making a little bit better. He used to just kind of throw jump balls when he started to get pressure. His movement in the pocket's been getting way better. He's obviously seeing pre-snap stuff way better because he's getting the ball out quick. He's been tough, and it's making Clemson a lot better on the offensive side. Obviously, the Clemson defense, they've been excellent for quite some time. Even though, and look, we faded Clemson week 1 against Georgia. I just think Georgia is that good. So 17, I think this is a tough one for NC State on offense. I love them coming into the year. That's the most disappointing part. I have a future on NC State to win the ACC, mostly because I thought Florida State and Clemson might be down. Florida State is, but unfortunately, NC State just doesn't have it on offense, which is kind of shocking to me. So I like the Tigers in this one. I think they cover the 17 pretty easily. Give me, I'll go 41-17 Tigers on this one. And lastly, we're going Miami and South Florida. Look, we've been on Miami a couple times this year. I have Miami to win the ACC. I have a Cam Ward future to win the Heisman. I love that team coming into the season. I think this number is a little bit too high for a South Florida team that is kind of a sleeper, one of the better group of 5 teams in college football. That's not to say I don't love Miami. It's not to say I don't think Miami. I just think that number is too big, 17. So I'm going to take South Florida with the points plus 17. I think the Bulls are going to figure out a way to keep this one close. South Florida plus 17. So those are our Week 4 college football plays. Best of luck, everyone.